Hi, I'm Candace. So I want to welcome you to today, Neck and Shoulder Health. I want to get you to pull up a chair, pull up your mat, pull up your blanket and your blocks and your bolsters, and get ready to feel better. So let's start here. Let's just get aware of the neck. So slowly rock your head side to side and notice the neck muscles. There are quite a few neck muscles all around the back and the sides. So a little twisting and turning. Note that our necks get imbalanced because of mostly poor posture. The muscular patterns on the left and the right causes things like pinched nerves or degenerative diseases like arthritis, or we just sleep funny and one muscle is really stiff and tight. So take one hand to the opposite side of your head. We say use the ring finger so that you don't pull too hard. Pull a little bit over, but the work here is pushing your head into your hand. Good. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. And then we'll switch to the other side. So move slowly. So I say use your ring finger. Pull a little bit with your hand, but mostly the work is pushing your head. What this does is light up and awaken. It sends prana into the muscle. Deep breath in and out. And then release. So when we're thinking about the shoulders, just kind of roll the shoulders around as we're thinking about what can happen to our shoulders. What can happen to our shoulders are inflamed tendons. Tendons are what connects muscle to the bone. And in our shoulders, the muscles and tendons have to thread through some very small spaces that are always moving. So now vigorously pull the shoulders down. It looks like I'm doing it with my hands, but I'm just showing you by my hands being there. Pull the shoulders down. I'm using the muscles that are underneath the ribs, underneath the back of the arms, down. Now just gently with the hands, palms facing up on the lap, wherever you are, pull the shoulders towards the back body. Gently, not really hard. We live in our front bodies, and those little spaces where the tendons have to thread through, those spaces get smaller and smaller because we're always letting our shoulders roll onto the front body. So reorganize. We want to dismantle the defense mechanism of always curling and pulling inward. So retrain and reorganize the shoulders to pull gently onto the back. Now pull the shoulders down. Now pull the abdominals inward and upward. Breathe in slowly. As you exhale, survey the body for any quirks in the fabric of muscles and tissues. Just do that again. Take one arm across the body, about shoulder height, and use your other arm to push and sort of fold that arm into the chest. Gently rock your head side to side. If you're feeling something in the neck and the shoulders, don't push past it. Stop just short of really a pain or some real discomfort. There's not a lot of space in the neck and the shoulders to make a mistake here. So we want to be a little bit more gentle in neck and shoulder stretches. Release the arm down. Try the other side. So folding the arm across about chest or shoulder height. Muscles in the shoulders are really known to have overuse syndromes. It makes sense. We use our arms and our hands for everything. So those tendons, it's a natural thing for muscles to get inflamed just from use. But then once they get impinged, they contract to protect the joint. One more slow breath. Now spin the arms behind you so thumbs turn out and let the hands maybe lean back and push into the floor, the blanket. Just train the muscles of the upper back and the shoulders to pull the shoulder blades together and down again and again, together and down. Now go slowly so that the nerves in your neck and your shoulders, there's a lot of nerves there, that they don't reflexively contract. That's their thing. They're very good at reacting, overreacting, and continuing to react to defensively hold to prevent any actual injury in the joint. So move slowly to re-educate those muscles, to gently squeeze in and down, to not just stretch. We just did a stretch. Stretching is not enough. We have to re-educate too. Bring the arms back to the front. Let's interlace the hands in front of the body. Pull the arms out in front of the body. Let the shoulder blades now wrap around the body so they're moving towards the hands. Gently rock your head side to side, but make sure your shoulder, the whole shoulder girdle is going down. Many times, as soon as we lift our arms up, our shoulders go up with them. It just becomes a pattern to lift the shoulders up to get ready. Retrain and dismantle the defense mechanism that you've created because of stress. Another major contributor to neck and shoulder pain is stress. Now turn the palms face out. Let's see if those fingers will stay interlaced. See how that feels. I know a lot of people, when they sleep, they curl up and ball up their hands. And so we have that contraction in the hands. Shoulders down. Notice how quickly the shoulders keep riding up and up and up and up. Now bring the palms together. Inhale and circle up. Open up these shoulders. Anytime the arms go past this 90 degrees, roll the shoulders open. And then exhale when you lean over to one side. Whatever you want to do here, just notice that this top shoulder is staying down, even though the arm is stretching up. So don't be carried away by what the hand is doing. It's the shoulder that we're paying attention to. Inhale as you come up. Exhale to move to the other side. You can leave both arms up. I'm choosing to relax one shoulder because I keep wanting to send a message to my shoulders. Relax down and back. So when you exhale, breathe into the movement that you're wanting. Keep contributing a slow, deep, full prana. Prana is the life force that lights up. You know, when you turned on this movie, this show, and you looked at someone and you just kind of turned on, you woke up. Inhale up. Bring the arms back behind the back one more time. Now turn the chest a little bit to one side. So imagine you've got this big beacon, this big light, and you're trying to turn it, and you're trying to take this space in between the sides of the pec and the shoulder, and you're trying to roll that space open. So do spin the arm bones in their sockets open. Inhale. Let the vital life force blow through. It's a windy day here as we're doing this live. Let that vital wind blow through. Maintain an uplifting air to the spine. One more breath. And then release. Turn a bit to the other side. So your hands may shift a bit on the floor, but really what you're paying attention to is you're pulling the front, the deltoid, if you will, out to open up the chest. We talked in some other practices, we talk about opening up the chest as a way to feel vulnerable, to allow ourselves to let in strength and the feeling that I am capable. Organize the shoulder blades on the back again and again and again. Keep pulling the shoulder blades down. Initiate strength from the core by pulling inward, upward. And then exhale back. So let's come around now into child's pose. That's my doorbell. Let's take, if you have two blocks, put two blocks in front of you. I actually put mine on top of the blanket. I don't know if you can see that. So that you can put your forearms or your elbows on the blocks. If you don't have those, that's okay. Just put your forearms or elbows on the floor in this case. I'm going to widen these a little bit. I don't want to crunch the chest. And then push the hips up and back. So what you should be feeling now is a stretch along the back from the elbow to that shoulder blade, the back of the arm. But if you do feel impingement around the neck and that thoracic outlet there, up top there, then widen your grip or just take the arms really nice and wide. Always spinning the arms open. Let's pause here. As you exhale for about 5 breaths, soften into the movement. What movement? Well, there's always a contracted state around the neck and the shoulders. There should be, so that your head doesn't fall over. But if we're going to gain freedom from the obstructions and the deep impressions of pain and stress, we have to retrain the breath. So every time you exhale, soften into the movement. What movement? Letting the shoulders open up and soften down. Right now, you're just naturally letting the weight of your arms and your upper body pull and press down into the earth, letting your hips pull back to get that stretch. As you inhale, exhale 2 more times. Feel the breath uniting with the body. Now, come up a little bit so you can really make sure you have some leverage here, and dig the forearms down into the block or the blanket or the floor. Now drag your arms back. So I'm trying to drag my elbows down like I'm doing a row. Exercise. Push down hard. Almost imagine you're going to do peacock pose. That's the one where you're balanced on your forearms and your legs are up in the air like a handstand. So imagine you're going to kick up into peacock pose. Now pull the shoulders down and hold them down. Keep the pressure on. Now engage the belly, squeeze the belly in. We're going to do 5 breaths here. You can pull back a little bit to elongate latissimus dorsi and the long muscles on the sides of the waist, but keep the pressure on. Keep the shoulder blades down the back. Let the breath move you in to where you are going. 2 more breaths. Drag the forearms into the floor. And 1. So move your props, your blankets out of the way so that you can come to hands and knees and prepare for cat and cow. Round the back into cat. Extend the spine into cow. When you move into cat, the shoulder blades open up and go out and up. When you move into cow, the shoulder blades move together and down. So it's the moving into cow. I feel like there should be some philosophical statement here. It's the moving into cow is what we want to learn to do. That is, pull the shoulder blades together and pull them down. Maybe you can picture the shoulder blades like the letter V, going up and out and then down and in. Feel yourself releasing any unnecessary stress or tension. So it's almost like when you're digging around in the shoulder blades there, you're finding out what you were worried about. Maybe it doesn't have words or pictures or a story like it does in your brain, but it has the same feeling that it did when you were actually under that stress. Now bring the shoulders to neutral, so shoulder blades flat on the back, no more up or down. They're just holding like suction cups on the back. And almost curl the fingers like you're trying to grab the floor. Now drag the hands down like you're doing that row again, keeping the shoulders down. Spin the arm bones a little bit open so the hands don't have to turn. You can turn the arms without turning the hands. Hold that there, brace the abdominals, turn the toes under. You got this. Lift up into downward dog. Now, when you get into downward dog, whatever that is, that could be bent knees, it could be feet wide, whatever that is, work more today on hanging your head and turning your head so that the neck muscles feel loose. So survey the neck muscles and notice any tension and breathe out the tension in the neck. Pull the belly in and up, but draw the chest down between the arms. So the arms are really trying to go way up overhead. They may not get there, but that's the action. 2 slow breaths, good for you. Then walk forward to forward fold. I'm going to take my feet a little bit wider, hold on to the elbows, and swing my arms and maybe my body side to side. So I just told you to swing the arms and maybe the body, but really focus on letting the crown of your head be heavy, heavy, heavy. I'm going to start shifting my body weight and bending one knee and sliding, because so much of my stress and tension is in my hips and my legs, not so much my neck and shoulders. So you find in the fabric of your body where you need to shake something out, but then come back to how the head is heavy and heavy and heavy. Integrate the breath. It goes in. It's a deep, slow, expansive breath. And out. Bring your hands up to your knees. Gently, slowly roll all the way up. Let's see, I'm still on camera. That's a good sign, so you can still see me. Let's go where we started. Inhale the shoulders up. Exhale the shoulders back and down. Inhale the shoulders up. Exhale the shoulders back and down. As you're doing this, once in a while, look down at your feet and organize the bones. The bones of the feet are a little bit easier to organize than they are the neck and the shoulders, because we can't really see the neck and the shoulders. Am I straight now? I can't tell. But we can tell when our feet are pointing forward because we can see them. And we can tell when the knees are aligned with the feet because we can see them. So this is organizing the muscles and the bones of the feet and the legs and the hips to create a steady base. Once you've done that, pull the shoulders onto the back and hold them there. Arms are a little bit spun out, just a little bit. Now with the crown of the head aligned, so the neck should almost feel like it's tipped a little backward, lower the eyelids down. There's two places to focus. The chest is opening. And in fact, this probably feels like a stretch on your chest. It should only be a little stretch, but for most of us, it probably feels like a big stretch. And again, it's because of that stress of residing in the front. Looking at our phones, looking at our work, holding things in our hands. The second place to notice is the upper back. There's muscles that tie the shoulder blades together behind you. You probably think that they're all very, very tight, stiff and locked, and that's probably not true. They're probably only stiff and tight in one or two little areas, and the rest of the muscle is trying to hold on to protect you from that pain. And so we overstretch those muscles. 3 more breaths. Feel the vital wind flow through and open up the Sushumna. That's a big channel of energy from the base of the tail up through the crown of the head, and it widens out the crown of the head. And exhale, release the arms, open the eyes, bring the hands together. Inhale to circle up. Exhale to extend back. I always keep my arms super wide. Inhale up. Now exhale to forward fold. But this time I'm going to grab the blocks. You may not need the blocks, so that I can put my hands on something. So if you have a table, I'd love it if you were up next to your couch. Your couch is really a great prop. It's a really good thing for you to use, or even the coffee table. So your hands are on something. Now bend one knee so that one hip and its leg are like stretching up. So the IT band, the iliotibial band on this side hip is stretching. And really poke that hip out. And then go to the other side. So one knee bends, it really drops that hip down. And then the other leg shoots up and back. And a little out. Most of us have a touch of arthritis in at least one joint. So arthritis is going to feel like pain, is going to feel like stiffness. So we're feeling around, but not pushing past. Bring the hips level. Bend both knees just a little bit. I'm going to step these blocks out a little bit further. And then take one and cross it under. That's it. It's just kind of crossed under, not too far. And then push it down. So do you remember when we were in hands and knees and we were dragging the arms down and back? This is the same thing. You're pushing down and dragging your shoulder away from the block or the floor. It's not necessarily a twist. We're just trying to stretch the upper back and that shoulder. 3 slow breaths. Let the head dangle. And then release. Let's try the other way. So one hand's in front of you, kind of reaching forward. The other one crosses, 4 or 5 inches to the other side. And then you're pushing your hand down. Again, like you're trying to drag this arm, like you're trying to clean the floor here. But you're just pushing down and not getting anywhere. Don't push so hard that your shoulder blade feels like it's dislodging, right? We're not very strong. This is not a very strong action. These are rotator cuff muscles who have a real history of being overused and inflamed and impinged. Let the head dangle. Honor what you're feeling now by breathing and only gently moving through. 2. All right, so walk the blocks away. Come to downward dog. Organize the bones. Remind yourself that downward dog, in a way, is sort of the perfect posture because what it looks like is really easy to understand. It's 2 straight lines. That's it. So organize the bones into 2 straight lines. But these lines, they're equal. That's the key. They're equal lines. So whatever your body, your bottom body, your upper body is doing equally. Come down to hands and knees. Let's come up into Camel Pose. So walk up and onto the knees. Bring the hands to the sacrum, where the top rim of the pelvis there, and give the sacrum a push forward until you feel the front of the hip flexor stretch because you're bowing out forward. Now hold there as far as you went. Lift the head up so that it's perfectly perched, ear over shoulder. Then squeeze the elbows together behind you. Now, squeeze the abdominals to hold this shape. That's it. Remember, our goal today is to dismantle the defense mechanism, that holding, that crunching, that pulling inward, that I have to protect myself from, things that embarrass me, like funny pictures and whatever's going on in the world. 3, 2, come all the way down and into child's pose. This time, I'm going to put the block under my head and bring my hands next to my feet. Block under the head, if you want, so that my shoulders can soften and relax. Turns out we've been working the shoulders almost more than we've been relaxing the shoulders in this practice. So now use your prana, use that life force. Breathe up and down the Sushumna, that's the column of energy, up and down the spine. It enlightens and awakens the mind. Feel the breath unite with the body. Pause to soak in whatever benefits. To notice a shift. Things are changing. 3 more breaths. Let the shoulders soften away from the midline. And then begin to come up. We'll walk forward and come down. We're going to come up into Sphinx Pose. So come down to the belly to begin. Then walk the arms and the elbows underneath your chest and shoulders and make the forearms parallel. Now walk the legs together. I have to rock a little side to side to get my legs to come together. Now purposely crunch the shoulders up into the ears, like a little turtleneck shoulders, and then purposely pull the shoulders down and back away from the ears. So down and back. Remember, we did that. We organized the muscles to pull the shoulders down and back. Now squeeze the abdominals in. Pull the shoulders down. Now press the forearms down like you're trying to drag your body up off the floor. Go slowly. Breathe in. Plant the seed of kindness in the field of the heart. Breathe out. Move into where you want to go. So where we want to go today is open shoulders and a balanced neck and head. Breathe in. Plant the seed of kindness and love in the field of your heart. Breathe out. Go where you want to go. So keep inviting yourself to move slowly in a direction that you've considered because you're feeling where you are now and you know what your intention is. 2 more. Press the forearms down. Don't sink into your elbows. Press the forearms down. Pull the belly up. It's easy to forget these things. Come all the way down. Bring the arms down next to the side body and tuck your pinkies under your thigh so your thumbs are out. Keep your head mostly down. You're doing good. Turn your head to one side and put your head down. But pull the shoulders back away from the floor, so towards the back of you. Drop your chin down so the back of your neck is long and twist it. These are really the neck stretches that I prefer. The ones where the head is supported and that you're not pulling very hard. Slowly turn your head the other way. Pull your shoulders down. Drop your chin down. Feel that twist in the back of the neck. Two more breaths. Lift your head back up, spin your hands around, bring them next to your chest. Push back into child's pose. All right. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to tell you if you have a cat or a dog at home, do what they do. You know, they splay their little paws out. They press their paws into the floor. They pull. You can see them pull their arms, legs, I guess they are, legs back. Do that. Do that. Find that stretch, that yawning feeling, and unite the breath. Feel your body and the energy in your body uniting. So the body sometimes feels like this hard shell and is working against your mind, but there's energy pulsating through. So feel the energy, those rivers pulsating through. Let's come up into that camel pose one more time. I'm hoping that camel pose becomes one of your go-to poses. Remember, hands on the upper rim of the pelvis. Push the pelvis forward. You should feel a stretch in the front of the thigh. Keep pushing until you feel like you're pushing yourself off balance. Then align your head so your head's not looking up, not really looking down. It's kind of like straight forward. Then release one arm and see if you can stretch it up overhead. Now notice your other arm. It still pushes those hips forward. Brace the abdominals. Don't crunch the low back. Keep lifting up, but keep the shoulder down. Organize your muscles and bones. This is a weird one. You've got one hand pushing, one arm lifting. We got these hips trying to balance us. So organize the muscle and the bone. And then bring that arm down, switch. One hand is pushing, the other arm rises up. Remember, push with that hand that's on the hip. Organize muscles. Organize now the breath. Dismantle any defense mechanism you've been holding on to. Breathe in to plant that seed, kindness and love. Breathe out to move where you want to go without stress, without that struggle. And then release. Let's come down to a seated pose. I'm going to come down to my hips. You can come down to sitting back on that blanket if that suits you. Fold one leg in. You can see me. Fold one leg in and the other leg straight. Spin the arms back and around and then push down with your hands to push the chest forward. All right, the leg that's long and straight, stretch the back of that leg. Flex the foot back, push that leg down. By pushing that leg down, squeeze the low back in and up. Feel that. Feel how forces are transferred through the body. And then as you hold this breath, remember head aligned. Feel energy shift in your body. So you woke up today and certain things were going on. And you went through your routine, and your body may have not even done anything. You didn't do anything yet. Or you already felt the pangs of something that's bothering you and stiff and tight. And then come back up. Let's take one arm across the body again and pull or push or squeeze. We left the legs the same way for now. We have a couple more stretches to do here. Act naturally. Sometimes we come to something that's called yoga and we expect some kind of mystical, magical thing to go on. But the only thing that's magical and mystical here is that we're actually uniting with our body, with our spirit. So go slowly and act naturally. Wait for a shift. This same arm that's in front, take that arm behind your back. Use the other arm and grab it and kind of pull. So pull the elbow towards the middle of the back. All right, if you had an impingement on this arm, the shoulder that's being pulled, don't pull so hard. Let go a little bit. Notice that there's a chain of sensation from the shoulder to the neck, and then you may be holding your head funny. Like, I want to look at this, what's happening? Don't do that. Realign that. Inhale. Let everything go. Let's reorganize these legs. So one leg, the other one, in and the other one out. Sit up tall, so plug in those sits bones into the floor, then take the other arm across the body and pull it. Pull. You can twist a little or not. If you're feeling like a twist would help you here. Remember the leg that's straight out. Doesn't matter how far out it is, but press it down. Push down, push down. That should suck muscles up the back. Squeeze those muscles up the back. Relax anything that can relax. We get into a habit, especially when you're following my instructions, that you start, just contract everything. Is that what she wants? No. Relax everything that can relax. Align your head. If your head's turned, that's okay, but make sure it's not wobbled off to one side in a habit or pattern. 2 more breaths. And then take that same arm back behind your body, hide it, and then take your other arm to pull it over. Ooh. Pull. Again, notice the chain of sensation from the back of your shoulder to the top of the shoulder to the top of the shoulder to the back of the neck, whatever you call these areas there. You can feel all of that. So don't just instinctively stretch it. Don't just throw your head off to the side. Don't instinctively go into a pattern of stretching either. Stay awake. Pause to notice if there's a shift. 2 more breaths. And then release. Ah, I feel that in my shoulders. We're going to come down to a supported bridge. So if you happen to have several blankets or, blankets or pillows or cushions on your chairs, do that. I just have this one. I'll grab one more. Pillow blanket. This is a pillow blanket I made. It's a pillow and a blanket. All right, so if you have that and you're able to climb your hips so you're sitting on it, even better, if you have a couch, put this up against the couch, where you sit part, the seat of the couch, so that when you sit on the blanket stack, your feet go up on the couch. Can you picture that? So you may have to sit up, couch, turn, feet, and then roll back safely. So however you got there, I trust you figured that out somehow. The stack of blankets are holding your hips up, right? It would be even better if I had a chair or a couch here and I could put my feet up on there. Even better. But it's still good this way. Lift the arms up overhead and let the arms relax down. Now nod your chin down. One thing that's important about this stack of blankets and pillows is that it doesn't put a lot of pressure on your head. You could put a second little neck pillow under your neck here, but make sure there's not a lot of pressure. So we're not doing a shoulder stand, but we are tucking the shoulders under so that the weight is on this ridge of the shoulder blades. So we're pushing the ridge of the shoulder blades down, but not pushing the head into the floor. So just notice that. I'm kind of arching my back. I'm going to stop doing that right now. Feel supported. If you're like me, you have 10,000 pillows and blankets. So maybe it's time to take those off the couches and the beds and everything and use them for this. So that it may take you 2 to 3 minutes just to get everything aligned so you actually feel supported. Once you're there, inhale. Those little spaces next to your neck, between your neck and your shoulders, that space there, that's where I want you to direct your energy and your breath. And breath by breath, soften those muscles. Remember, there's pressure on the top ridge of the shoulder blade, but not the back of the head. So you may have to push. If you're like me, your shoulders are a little rolled forward. And so it doesn't feel like they're on the floor. So actually, actively push them into the floor. You may have to hold that there. Keep a connection. Shoulders to the mat. Let the wind of your breath vibrate now into the spaces. You have vocal cords right in there in the throat. So this is a really good place to hear the breath whispering through your throat, whispering into the shoulders, breath by breath. Wash away the stresses. Remember, neck and shoulder pain usually come from imbalances. You've been holding your neck and shoulders in a weird way. Sometimes you do it because of your work, but sometimes you do it just because of stress. You've learned that it's safe. So as you exhale, break through those old holding patterns. It's okay to not feel safe for a moment because you are safe. 3 slow breaths. Let the wind resonate and vibrate. Don't shorten your breath. I want to invite you to move into your Shavasana. So one thing you could do is just lower the hips. Or you can take the bolsters and the blankets out entirely, or you can then put those under your feet. So coming into Shavasana, lay all the way back and down. Get comfortable where you are. Marinate in a soft, gentle light. That is surrounding you and supporting you. The feeling that you have now is available to you at any time. Soak in the energy in the field of love that is surrounding you. Right now, I want you to think of one thing that you are grateful for. Then just pause. Do nothing. Now, notice the feeling that you have in your body. The feeling of gratitude. What does it feel like in your body? If gratitude were a muscle, stretch it, activate it, bring blood to it, bring oxygen to it. Let it grow. Go slowly. Allow all of your best intentions. You want to be kind. You want to be compassionate. You want to be accepting. Let all of your best intentions unite with the energy that you now have to fuel the action. Whatever it is that you share with the world, allow yourself to share that. Don't pull back. Don't feel defensive. Now breathe in. Pause. Then breathe out. Breathe in. Pause. Then breathe out. Again. Now, begin to make your way back up, but do so slowly and intentionally that you don't spoil the work. So when you do make your way all the way up, re-educate those shoulders to pull back and down. Squeezing the upper back muscles. Keeping that, bring your palms together. Inhale, now slowly circle up. As you exhale, move back and into the heart where you and I come together, united in peace. Namaste.